If you live in Arizona, in or around the Chandler area, and you're considering bankruptcy, you'll love this tip from Christy Thompson of ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.
What about the morality of allowing the foreclosure?
Such a good question. You're right. I am very adamant that people be logical about their foreclosure, but there is a lot of emotion and concern whether this is the right thing to do. How are you going to affect yourself by doing so? And a lot of my clients really struggle with the concept. Some of them find it that after they've lost a job or they have less income as a result of no overtime, or one spouse has gone from full-time to part-time, they simply can't afford the payments. And many of my clients have tried to get a loan modification and have either not been successful or the payment hasn't been reduced, and they've been put in a position where now they're behind on their payments and may be facing foreclosure and are still struggling. So I see my clients in a very dire financial situation, not so much that they're not doing what they should be doing, rather what they need to be doing. And so if you look at, again, going back to the math, figure out how much interest you paid on this property. Give yourself time to decide whether you think this is financially your best decision. And a lot of people struggle with the concept that giving up their home, they're also breaching that contract. They're breaking that contract that they had with the lender. They have to remember that the lender does get the house back. The lender is not completely out of pocket. They now have the home that my client is so attached to, and they have the legal right to sell it. And so the lender does receive some kind of return on that mortgage. May not be the actual amount that they wanted, but nevertheless, they're not without something that they get back if you decide to foreclose. So I don't see it so much as a moral dilemma that people should struggle with as much as they should be giving some thought to whether this is in their family's best financial interest. And again, if you sit down and do the math, you figure out that a foreclosure, which will be on your credit, but if you build better credit within 2 years, so 2 years after foreclosure, Cindy, you could purchase another home, or you could stay in the home that you're presently in for possibly a decade before it returns. And so between those two considerations, you have to think, again, what's better for your family. So I'm not opposed to foreclosure. It's not a crime. Many of the debts that are attached to a house, the home loans, are debts that a lender cannot pursue you for after foreclosure. So a lot of people are covered, and they really need to look at the fact if they're struggling to pay that mortgage. Is it just the mortgage that's giving them a problem, or is it the mortgage and credit card debt and unpaid personal loans? And when you're in that situation, you really should be thinking about bankruptcy. But treat your foreclosure like a financial decision. If you decide to stop making your mortgage payment, do something with those funds. Make smart decisions with those monies. Apply them to other debts. Apply it to a savings account. That's the money you're going to use to go rent. And I am a strong believer, Cindy, in a strategic foreclosure. And I really think that a lot of people that have come to the conclusion that their property is not worth keeping should consider a strategic foreclosure.
Thanks, Christy. We appreciate you answering our questions. If you have specific questions for Christy or would like to find out more about filing for bankruptcy in or around Chandler, Arizona, visit Christy's website at ArizonaLegalAdvocacy.com.